The Council of Galactic Elders had made their position clear for centuries. Humans were a dangerous, unpredictable species, best kept isolated to their small corner of the galaxy. When the Vec Empire began its conquest across the stars, annihilating civilizations that had stood for millennia, the Council maintained its stance. Humans won't save you, they told the desperate ambassadors seeking alliances. They are primitive, violent, and unreliable. Better to surrender with dignity than to invite their chaos. Ren, the last surviving diplomat of the Lunar Federation, had heard these warnings his entire life. But with his people facing extinction and his homeworld reduced to rubble, he had no choice but to ignore the Council's decree. His small ship, barely functioning after escaping the orbital bombardment, limped toward the forbidden coordinates of Earth. "This is madness," his AI companion Mira stated flatly as the blue-green planet appeared on their view screen. "The humans have been isolated for over 300 years. They may shoot us down on sight." Ren's four-fingered hand tightened on the control panel. "What choice do we have? The Council abandoned us. The Vec fleet will reach our colony worlds in days." Their ship shuddered as Earth's defense systems locked onto them. Immediately, stern voices filled their communications channel, demanding identification in a language the translator struggled to process. "We come seeking help," Ren broadcast on all frequencies. "Our worlds burn. We need allies." To his surprise, they were granted landing clearance at a facility in a region called Nevada. As their ship touched down, Ren saw dozens of armed humans surrounding them. They were taller than he expected, their faces grim beneath protective helmets. A woman stepped forward as Ren emerged from his ship. Her uniform bore insignia he couldn't interpret, but her posture spoke of authority. "I'm General Adams," she said simply. "You have 1 hour to explain why we should care about your war." In a sterile meeting room, Ren presented the evidence of the Vec atrocities, holographic recordings of worlds burning, cities reduced to ash, billions slaughtered. He explained how the Council had forbidden contact with Earth, spreading tales of human savagery and unreliability. "They told everyone that humans won't save them," Ren finished, "that you're too dangerous to trust." General Adams was silent for a long moment. "They weren't entirely wrong," she finally said. "Humanity has its flaws, but there's one thing your Council never understood about us." She stood, gesturing for Ren to follow her to a massive hangar. Inside were ships unlike anything Ren had ever seen, sleek, predatory vessels clearly built for war. While the galaxy isolated us, we prepared. We've been watching the stars, intercepting transmissions, learning. We knew someday we'd need these. "You'll help us?" Ren asked, hope rising for the first time in months. "The Vec attacked a human research outpost last month," Adams replied. "They didn't bother to check if it was connected to Earth. It was. 17 humans died." Her eyes hardened. "We were already planning our response." Within days, Earth's defense fleet launched. The ships moved in ways that defied conventional physics, using technologies the Council had deemed impossible for humans to develop. When they engaged the Vec Armada above the colony world of Terrace, the battle was shockingly brief. Admiral Bell, commanding the human flagship deterrent, had developed tactics the Vec had never encountered. Human ships danced through enemy formations, their weapons tearing through shields the Vec had believed impenetrable. The colonists watched in awe as their skies, dark with enemy vessels for weeks, suddenly cleared. On the ground, human soldiers fought alongside Ren's people. They were not the mindless berserkers of Council propaganda, but disciplined warriors who protected civilian shelters at great cost to themselves. Private Miller, a combat medic, became legendary among the colonists for carrying 20 children through a burning district while under heavy fire. When asked why he risked his life for alien youngsters, his answer spread across the resistance. "Kids are kids, no matter how many fingers they've got." The war expanded as news of human involvement spread. Species that had surrendered found new courage. The Council's warnings about human unpredictability proved accurate, but not in the way they had intended. Humans were creative, adaptive, impossible for the Vec's tactical AIs to predict. 6 months after Ren's desperate journey to Earth, he stood beside General Adams on the bridge of the deterrent as the last Vec command ship transmitted its surrender. The Council was right about one thing, Adams said quietly. We are dangerous to anyone who thinks genocide is acceptable. Later, as representatives from 100 worlds gathered to discuss the future, a council elder approached Ren. We were wrong about the humans, the elder admitted reluctantly, but they are still unpredictable. Who knows what they will demand in payment for their assistance? As if on cue, Admiral Bell took the podium. The hall fell silent, species from across the galaxy waiting to learn their fate at the hands of Earth's victorious forces. We have one non-negotiable condition for continued human involvement in galactic affairs. Bell began, her voice firm. No more isolation. No more lies about each other's species. We're all neighbors in this galaxy, and it's time we started acting like it. The applause began slowly, then built to a thunderous roar. Ren looked at the elder's shocked face and smiled. They said humans wouldn't save us, he said simply. They were wrong.